Greetings everyone, the boys and girls. This is James here speaking, and how's it going? Today is Wednesday, which means here today is a vegan Wednesday. So I'm gonna have this talking about the story with the on scenes that the one of the YouTube community the channel said that have the artists and animations. They have the speed paint videos, the graphically art designed could have been the person ever been existing for the obscure legends. And so basically there had the doubted has a bit like a YouTube the community that it is known for a furry artists and animations, and include the story times, the YouTube, the animations for the content creators at the low and highs up, the rises up here, and we're gonna have to talking about that. And as for from this now, this year, I'm trying to gonna be had it's gonna be had a very tough story, as where is she was last seen that her YouTube channels and social media, and instead had journals had the journey of her channels of and stuff in it had furry artists and story time animations, memes, animations, and something like that. And it's also have the LGBT community on the social media, the internet. So but it might be has increased controversial the impact that drama stuff, the crappy stuff that going on, has the bad decisions there as a community and something. So but this time, so I opened it look for the internet. So I'm gonna have to this time is this her channel is called Navi, and let's get talking about that, the rise, the fall, and the fate of Navi channels. So man, this is going to be very tough. So let's get to start this. Explains what will happen to her channels that been deleted and the fate of the Navi channels back then. So let's get into it. On August 5, 2009, she begins on the YouTube channels and begins with the furry artist, and her content have drawings and animated as well as she knows this professional speak that's talking about the drama stuff and the community, and she's been started had to regular segment to her YouTube channel. And this might be their channels they call the Furry Fusions Friday, and afterward though is what currently discontinued is a short term, so shortly that's why outdated. So Navi channels are growing up to her channel and she's began the memes, animations, and furry artists that usually drawings as it usually have drawings as stuff with animals that has kind of had the shyness, and even at all this has started as one of the videos as their own the socializations, the experiments on artists and animations. And she's been doing there of the YouTube career, and she began to with the talk to like a drama stuff in the artist as a community. And when I just Madamon's betrayals Slamsure, is it that the username that she was one for the person for the picky this impressive support of it. And and then also she's been find out investigate the journals that the people that got the cases that ongoing is that the people turn out they have been changed the personality. They have to really change even intentions for crimes and commit the crimes of the any disgusting things has thrown out thrown with these possessing of the Nawnii bent. So I can't even say that in this with the video. So I can't even say this, but triggering that inappropriate content, and I wouldn't just say this in this video. So anyway, the bad people, the criminals that has had it has been that is even this is one of the numberless of the videos that is were of the whole were of its evidence interacting of social media, the grave, the dangerously the online cases been had grooming, and the cases of the minors underages, the child, and this one the particularly the infamous username is called the Crystally. Crystally is a child predator, and she also posting out the dramas and controversial of the Crystally that made out that grooming the situations, and then the Crystally was ongoing going through that took there half the years, half the months that is on and off as is evidently this what lets that it takes advantages to blame the victims when the victims the cases admitted occurrence as their results for the harms the harassment that is triggering made out there the dramas and the controversials that had attention view, and Crystally to try to have to silence their haters and victims surround her, so the people has the turn to be mad at him. And also if she also made a video that about Cosmodor as one of a child grooming, so one of her friends that turn out to be the grooming. That might be that she left a comment under Cosmodor's apology video said to stay away from the children's, which it generates as a result as it received a hate comment. So if it so wonder if it's that she was the defense that had having but controversial. So and she also exposed the child groomers such as Les Totally and Hopeless Luchlids that both of criminals that outside of media that both the bad boys for the crimes here, and it doesn't make things that us ongoing to still crap is happening just for sake there, and as afterwards in 2021 she's starting on Twitch, and originally the YouTube she's named a virtual YouTuber, her zombie original character, which is that she's introduced herself on Twitch and YouTube it was a small of it independently independent virtual YouTubers. She she's been made made the made up with the made it with a virtual YouTuber and if the people that didn't see any as a Twitch with a virtual YouTuber, this is what it looked like. And I never seen that Navi's Twitch the streaming, so I focusing at going through the YouTube virtual YouTuber streaming community. And if I put my opinions that I was a big fan of virtual YouTubers at 2020 the decade is all things Marvel Age spread kickstarted. And she has been grew up as a abusive household and emotionally physically abused. This her parents physically fight a lot. My God. As a family, her family members got the problem, and they has influence drugs, and the olders, her mother quit the drugs and went to alcohol. If that might be just that it's a similar tragedy of a young actress. Her father to turn out to be bad, has committed with a family's abusive, disturbing the behaviors, as her father's alcoholism makes worse. Just long forever. I don't know to have the short terms that I don't know how have the short terms that her family's tragedy. And even as I would try for this research to find out. As her mom's, as she was as a mother of the drunkenness and begins abusing her daughters, hitting her own daughters with broomsticks, throwing the cans at her, and she would also punch the choke her. She would call her insulting and mature words like that. And I wonder that as of the current in her father's in jail to the drugs to the possessions that this is my as is absolutely the infamous her family's abusive, that the drugs and addicted and alcoholism like that, but I wonder that I wonder that, but keep in my mind that our families their minds that they would never that drugs, alcoholism, that addicted, and they doesn't do anything, and they doesn't do it actions about me, and they would never do the drugs addicted like that before, and she had relationships as she was met to the two boyfriends while playing the games. Her first boyfriend given it a pronounced name James, with her to 2 years asking for a body, asking for like body there. Afterwards, which had choose to be ignored by their the boyfriends that tried to manipulated grooming to her life, and James then keep this begging her to stay, but then James got broke up the 2 days after. Yup, instant karma. That's instant karma right there. That was really my life is has relationships. My relationships is stages, and I have usually follow friends and many girls online that, and I would never talk to trouble girls. I would never been cheating the girlfriends, and I'll tell you what, girls that they have it. Girls usually they have it adopted friends that became her boyfriend now, and they have to grow up the wife and her husband. That's really the good relatives. So and the terms is with her relationships. I don't wonder, and I doubted that says her second boyfriend that Terrence Staines is that as a is that he's acted up the like the sending death threats and asked it to expose the body and the creepy it started acting up creepy they acted up, and her to hang up the Skype and she didn't talk to that whatever that the story. So and I'm not gonna have to talk about it. It's dark rumors. Excuse me. And then Navi begins have the controversially to the drama stuff at this one. So, and her former disco mod was Nova until he find out that to be a child groomers. As her videos has got it deleted. As her videos has got been deleted, but the channel's been has a leftover. And then also have a Wolfie Chew drama, and she's concerned with that controversial at her voice, as speculated that her voice would be to be fake, and multiple at times that just talk about this, but Wolfie Chew's but this fake voice, but it has not been true, as Wolfie Chew that doesn't have the fake voice, that she does have a real voice. And about my mind that I've been watching her videos that and Wolfie Chew's possibly supposed to have fake voice, although it has not been true. Instead, as a result, does have a real voice that has a real vocal like the voice. So, and then this one is so this one here is the drama stuff that going on here. The drama stuff, the creep show, art drama, and yeah. And then she also have the dislike of the bananas. Is what for? That's what I've had seen this. And many of the comment sections. So might just that she's long journey on how YouTube content creators at the downsized that, and that her channel says downside is that leaving these was have many comment sections, but negatively has a whole word of what visit had as Agma that's as allegations of this triggered by the criminals. To all those that's what was her scenes that her scenes the videos. So I wonder that I don't know today if will this just but still if the activities were like this and how was it she was unnatural this her channel. That's what I've been seeing that I've been watched her videos that talking about that numerous the videos the situations but grooming the situation rumors that crystally that one does this the infamous child predator the criminals the YouTube is his known for Jade and who he has been that done with the terrible stuff that like the last few years around the 2018 and then this 2019. So wonders if we have to do triggering this with given these to the underages the bodies body for the exposure of the body to herself. So on that April days, April 1st, 2019, where David got arrested by the Guatemalan police, and thanks to the paycheck crops, and he was brought to the trial December 2019. That is no spread the victims as there's victim cases by the United States, Spanish, and United Kingdoms, and afterwards he got arrested and they went to the under house for arrest to the April 13th while he was banned from the internet while awaited to travel. So his family probably is bailing him out to the jail, and it has reported to the David was sentenced to 3 years and 5 months in prison. That's what this David got has been terrible things stuff that they created before, and might be had one for favorite this one's the grooming situation, the dramas is there. And although her channels that is going to intenses that community is quite a bit slowly lowered as a lowering the ratings, and therefore if it's that she makes it feel the stress that has her mental health issue to been she's been going on that the YouTube channel that particularly to buy for the people that picking one of its furry the channel Navi as how it was but wrong to right or wrong for the pick this was had a lot of controversial, and it's as a descent of the spewing hate videos, the dramas, the tricklings, annex as a bullies. It seems to have the calling out the radio slurs as call of it racisms, even a sexuality act, and even as a I don't think so. I don't know how if it is she's been feeling that she's been online to how she was feeling this been as negatively the topic that for a lot of sakes that is covering the spread of controversials that has drama stuff that it was begin the intenseness at that her videos that did the purpose to all those other videos that but not been not intentional that her videos purpose this entertains, and even the people that this misunderstand understand is that her videos that I did that might be just that her doing make videos continually the memes videos on their heads afterwards 2020 2021 2022 and then so she was last scenes there on she was last scenes that her channel said on the first day of 2022 that she was announced that she was no longer covering the negative topic for her sake that her mental health issues that might be happening right now that Navi has got been a serious mental health conditions that it sends the threatened harassment bullied even the drama stuff the cancellations that as that dramas the videos the content is the downside of it is a whole of it has a whole lot of it the people the crowd of it overwatch her channel that's really sure as well what was she was that has how it's a few bads and it makes this solo and makes the feels stress and anxiety and the mental health the mentally issues so having a mentally issues by the talk of that's negative the dramas the topics to translate as something that's called off attention to views and that's not even the true as it always has it wrong and the trauma says it's always been wrong and the same year's Navi was the last scenes last videos uploaded the animation memes years to flash it back to the back then and her leftist YouTube the content creator said decided had a long hiatus a while ago took it there a few months a while and until after years as a viewers by the people that's still viewable to her channels and there's had remaining videos like 623 videos uploaded last few years and then even the people crowd of around the surrounded the tricklings send this paintings of Navi and then says how this went a fans for Navi fans for the post downs that commented worried how she was been left because that she had serious mental health conditions that adds is it a cause by causes of people that the drama trickling that lets cancellation of drama stuff and as a real an unrelated to that has the YouTuber the eligible to the Sigma that's the YouTube's the entertains the purposely into their mind has social media the issue the socializations that whole of the low experiencing the lower quality the reputations that's subscribing and there is the 200,000 subscribers as of the achievements milestones but sadly things she didn't reach the 300,000 and millions going so far because of that her channel's been long abandoned and all of the videos, the comment section that has it takes this out the comments, disabling all of the videos comment. From that last scenes to the moment I've tried to watch her videos and channels, and people worried how it was broken down the content creators that's Navi. You know, tried but they asked her and they tried to questionable to what was her going on to the channels that has invested impacting the controversial is to all those this was that her videos that did their purpose as not intentions at all. Her reason why that is makes the serious mental health issue was certainly as criteria triggering by anyone's people like a harassment, hate videos, triggering, and then received the hate videos about her. And her checked it she checked it there the YouTube that surrounded it that a crowd of the people watching the channels that as she's continuing to the social experiencing the only scenes that DeviantArt, to Twitter, that Instagram, TikTok, with a lot for this a whole of it that's created that she's been long gone spread that took it a while that just sometimes that little to sometimes this year, and the crowd of it the crowd that wanted to bring it to her channel back, and eventually she's been tired of for all of this, and she decided to delete her channels and leaving the YouTube content creators for good. After that had to, she went moving on to along with their sides of the YouTube the content creators community, and makes the downside for a lower quality, the lower ratings to the videos that Navi purpose of videos that existing that are private there way back then. At any times that Navi has the low big followings on YouTube content and the channels that's been downhills. If she went to the moving on that as she went to the different good place that rest with her private life, but I wondering that maybe it's the Navi that she's been good at inspirations and influence that associating, and has a long gone for a while of a whole time that's Navi channel being her personal channels got deleted herself to the channels, and she decided to long time hiatus and has a low to capture files as profile. I don't know, so that she went to the rest, and she might be has a break for maybe it's supposed to be have a long break, the hiatus for a long time, but I don't know. So the remains there Navi her videos contact that entertains that did the purpose the animator, and the existing surrounding here is that whole day remember that Navi, and it just seems that a percent of the her experiencing for the social media the platforms that is going to downside of it, the quality to her channels, the content, and the drama stuff to the community just has all things that the cancellations, rather stopping doing to her videos that has it left over to YouTube, and the focusing for the rest they're live it on. So and to anyone's to the people that what happened to her got been left from the YouTube, and there might have been had focusing to take on dropping off the like YouTube furry artists and storytime the animations, and then they had the reason was that Navi channels were the downside, so they're going to be down hills, as a lot of controversial impacting and something with going on stuff. So and she seemed likely the fate of Navi channels was back then, and they're seemingly likely had suffered the same fate. Well, that was a very rough this what I'm talking about, and this is what I have a lot that talking it difficult with the obscure her channels existing there, her knows like furry artist story times and animation, and then afterward that she deleted her channels has remained there, her rest with their living their life to the personal, and she went to the private life, and she focusing to live there than American existing, and she seems to likely suffer the same fate, and that's a pretty that was a long, really rough and a really tough and as how she was feel bad makes solo sad and emotional. So and this seems to suffering that like a mental health issue, and I wonder that she had to the fate of the Navi channels back then. Said that's what of it I haven't been seen watch the Navi channels, and then one part like crystally controversial and impacting that grow into situations, and it's have to sometime, and she might be at rest with her private life as well. So that's I have a pretty tough I'm not being very good to talk it that professional speaking with this community with the rise, the fall and the fate of the channels. I picked it. This was a Navi channel, and maybe it's supposed to be that she has a low profile. So she got on to active her Twitter's, Twitch, DeviantArt, animal apps that donate something like that, and she got it still out there, and that she lived in America and anywhere else. So, and I think it's the fate of Navi channels back then, and she's been completely discontinued channels, and her videos have been all deleted, and no one is picking up the videos archive, and remains uploading videos disappeared, and making like the obscure legends that afterwards, and that's pretty much have to say to talk right now, and kind of tough, and I was not very good at talking to this tough. Let's talk about explain what happened there at the channel, and that's really after talking about it till the next time. And so yeah, and not much to say in it there. And I've never seen the watch every single video set. I gotta watch the Navi channels the first time, the first watch before back in August 2009, and now, and I have the good memories. So that's what pretty much have to say right now. So make sure you have a like, share, subscribe our the personal channel. Want to see the more videos that uploaded shortcut seconds, and as well, so I will do make the good content and high quality entertaining to you, the boys and girls. So, and I gotta tell you the reminders here. So don't go out any with chance, or don't trust stranger and the bad people online, and don't make any worse. So, and that's just really like to talk it to. Well, and I feel that my throat has been really tired, so, and I'll take a rest. So yeah, that's all pretty much I have to say right now. It's obviously it's not to talk it to, and yeah, and thank you all for watching. So thank you all watching, and I'll see you for the next video. So remember to go out to smile. This is James here speaking. We're signing out. Have a good day, boys and girls, and as always, later.